after he got what he wanted, why did he hate her? He had been, in love with her, wanting to be with her for all this time, and now he gets what he wants, and now he's upset with her. And so, what do you think the reasons for that would be? Here's a couple of things that I thought of. Maybe he's mad because she didn't give it to him willingly. That it wasn't as fulfilling because she didn't share the same desire and she didn't give it to him willingly. Maybe he thought it was her fault that he had to resort to rape. He had decided maybe in his mind that it wasn't all that bad to sleep with her if she wanted it too. But now that she doesn't want it and he had already made his mind up, she was putting him in a situation where he was having to choose between, abandoning his desires, which he had pretty much already decided he wasn't going to do because he had tried that and it hadn't worked, couldn't talk himself into it, or having to do something worse to get what he wanted. And maybe you've been in that situation before. Maybe you've already decided that you are going to do this thing and you know that it's wrong, but you've reasoned in your mind that it's not that big of a deal. But now that you're in it, you can't do it the way that you wanted to do it, and you're going to have to do something terribly wrong in order to get that thing done. And maybe he's mad at her because she has put him in that position. I think about a situation where maybe you want to threaten something, but you don't really want to do it. You're just trying to get the person to do what you want them to do. And then they don't do it. And so you actually have to go through with the threat in order to get what you want, or you have to abandon that. And so that puts you in a bad situation. You put yourself in a bad situation. And so maybe he's mad at her for that. Maybe he blames her. It kind of seems like that. It kind of seems like he's blaming her for, making him do this. This is something that sometimes we will hear. It's like, well, I wouldn't have had to do that if you would have just done what I asked you in the first place. Then I wouldn't have had to force you. I wouldn't have had to be mean to you. I wouldn't have had to, be violent towards you. Maybe these are things that you have done or that you can relate to because someone's done that to you. And so maybe that's why he was angry with her. Or maybe he was mad at himself because he didn't want to do this thing. Actually, he did not want to rape her. He wanted her to consent to this. And now he's mad at himself that he has done this thing. And she's just a constant reminder of his sin. If he were to take her in as his wife, then that would be a constant reminder of his sin. And so he wants to put her away. This would be the same situation as maybe a man who slept with a woman that he doesn't want to sleep with. Maybe he's married and then he sleeps with a woman and she gets pregnant, and that child is a constant reminder of what he's done, and so he doesn't want to take responsibility for this child. Something like that, something that is a visual reminder of this sin, and he doesn't want to have anything to do with it. Maybe it's like I've been before, if we want to continue to use this food analogy. I just think that probably most people can relate to this, is that you can't quit thinking about it, and so you want this specific food, but once you eat it, it's not as satisfying as you've built it up in your mind to be. And then you're mad at yourself because you're like, now I set myself back, I've added all these calories to my day or whatever, and I wish I wouldn't have done that because I wasn't even satisfied with it in the first place. Maybe that's how he felt. Maybe he had built her up in his mind, and now he's like, that wasn't as satisfying as I thought it was going to be, and now I have done this horrible thing, and I don't want her in my face because it's going to remind me of the fact that I did it, and I don't even really want it anymore. I don't know if you've ever done that with anything where you've built it up so much in your mind that then when you do it, you do kind of have a repulsion towards it. It's like, it's not really horrible, but in relation to how much you thought it was going to be great, it is horrible, and it kind of makes you repulse it. And you think, I don't even want that. Like, that kind of made me sick. And maybe that's how he felt. I don't know, but again, I just kind of want to throw these things out there, because if you've ever felt these things, then maybe if you can remember that that's how it made you feel the last time you did it, maybe you won't do it again. And, the fact that she pays for the sin that he commits, I don't know if you've ever done that, where you've blamed someone else and they're, suffering for something you did. And that's a horrible thing, and nothing that we should do. Nothing that we should do of not taking responsibility. And so by not taking responsibility for her, he has, abandoned her, cast her away, and put her in a situation where she's going to be lonely for the rest of her life. Now she's destined to a life alone, all because of him.